Maresca came into Chelsea was like a train wreck. It was like a car on fire. But
It
we
was
had all these
it
we
was a
had
so
all these like we had all these small shines of hope. We had Palmer, we had Caicedo, Reece James, Kukurea. Come. He comes in. His style of football, I've never agreed with it. I've hated his style of football like completely
uh-huh.
because it just never looked well with Chelsea. We don't have the centre backs that he needs to progress the ball well. We don't have the wingers that he needs to be very clinical. But
And
he
it's
somehow made it work.
Chelsea football, like in
Yeah,
like how Chelsea play in general. Like,
exactly. Because
yeah,
like Chelsea, no matter what, like for even when you talk about like the Jose Mourinho packing the bus times, Chelsea has never been associated with completely boring football like
yeah,
ever.
no,
And sometimes when
on
Maras
the contrary, Chelsea have always been the team that like even if Chelsea don't win, you know that you're gonna watch a good game.
like bro, even like the 23-24 season under Pochettino, we could lose games, but I know that there are some games where Palmer and Madueke are going to hit it off, or someone like with that game we beat Everton like fun. Like it was like ethical hoops like
Bro,
just throughout. Like
every time we play, even if the game is 1-1 or 2-2, it's so dramatic. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
y'all
that
score
exactly that's
a
what
goal
I'm
early,
saying.
everybody's going crazy, like, oh shit, this Chelsea about to win. And then last minute we get a cross corner or whatever, and then
Exactly,
we
and then like bro, like the match is always like lively and stuff.
intense,
So I
intense. Yeah.
never, I never really agreed with the way he played football. But then he made it work calm. He
Fact.
made a system of Jackson, Palmer, Nkunku, Madueke, people that are not those are not the people that are meant to be putting the burden of a club like Chelsea on. But then they somehow made it work. We finally got back to Champions League football, which was our first goal. We won the Conference League, which was expected of us. We won the Club World Cup, which wasn't expected of us, and we did it in a very emphatic way. So now this manager is going to have requests. He's going to tell you that because any normal club will think that
That
okay,
demands, yeah.
how do owners make money from sales and from their
From
club
investment.
winning? Exactly, because when you win, you are going to players are going to want to come to your club. They are going to want to make you money. When you make money, when your club is playing well, you become bigger and more popular. You sell more jerseys, you sell more tickets. Like your club in general, like
More
the brand becomes
yeah,
bigger.
you're more marketable.
So
The
he
more
said
you win, the more marketable you are.
exactly. So he says that I need a like experienced center back. I need an experienced left winger. I need like an experienced striker. All we needed was to add one more player. We didn't even need to sell Madueke. Even if I don't care, we
I was
sold him,
just
but we
about to
didn't
say
need
that.
to
I
sell
was
him
just about to say that.
because like we just needed to add one more player to that mix of him, Jackson Palmer, with Enzo and Kai, and then like it would have been like beautiful. But what do these guys do? The transfer directors, the sporting directors go, they get Ganacho, they get Gittins, they get Buonanotte. Like how have we now been put in the position where an 18-year-old is our best winger?
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. I feel like Maresca overperformed with what was given to him, like with the resources he had, like you said. And I felt like, bro, Maresca put y'all in a position as to where during the summer, Chelsea fans were able to talk about, oh, we're gonna finish above Man City, we're gonna finish above Arsenal.
Exactly.
Like you had ambition, and you were able to take a jump from the place you had been since I would say Tuchel left, since that year you won the UCL, since the Lukaku, like ever since the season where y'all got Lukaku and it went downhill, y'all have been in a position where it's been like y'all are stagnant. Y'all, it's like no matter how good y'all get, y'all can only get to a certain level. And Marissa
Mm,
got y'all in a position as to where you invested in the summer. If you were to go for a guy like Guehi, for example, I don't know, you go for an experienced, prem-proven center back instead of going for two strikers. I don't think Madueke, I'm not gonna say like Madueke is this superstar player that if he was still at Chelsea, your team would be so much better. But I'm saying you getting rid of Madueke and then going for Garnacho, it doesn't change much in my opinion. You're
mm.
stagnant in my opinion. Like it doesn't show ambition from the board. And like you were saying, I feel like it's a failed attempt at marketability because Garnacho was
Exactly.
this player that was once the next Ronaldo who was
No,
United.
it's not even I can explain it so easily. It's like our sporting directors, yeah. Our sporting directors, they are addicted with the power of luck and the power of looking smart.
They're trying to
In
get us
their
to
in
perform.
their exactly. So in their opinion, we get all these like most of these guys were like failed transfer directors from Brighton and Southampton, and I think it's practically is. I saw this theory of where it's like practically a pyramid scheme where all of them are genuinely just friends, from the assistant manager, this Callum McFarlane guy, to most of his coaching staff, to most of the sporting director team. All of them have known each other for like the past 10 years, but all of them are just putting themselves on and they are
That's
using Chelsea
suspect.
to do
That's
it.
suspect, bro.
Exactly, that's so suspect. Like these things have to be looked into. So it's like when they bought Garnacho, when they buy Sancho, they are addicted with that feeling of, yeah, everybody has given up on these players. Nobody thinks
Exactly.
that these players are. So if exactly if we sign them and they pop off, we are going to look so smart. We are going to be so legendary. We are going
I
to.
feel like
But like
Cole Palmer was complete luck, bro. I'm not trying to.
exactly, like it was genuinely complete luck. Like there was no
Like,
reason
bro,
for a
Charles
completely
Felix,
unproven.
Charles Felix is the perfect example for this, in my opinion. You try to
Yeah,
get a guy who was once this genius, like future
thank
amazing
you.
talent, who's died down, and like, bro, I agree with
Yeah,
what
like
you're
bro.
saying 100%.
Like bro, like Cole Palmer was this completely unproven 20. Like there is no that like there I doubt you can name me three scenarios where a completely unknown guy becomes a football superstar in 1 year. Like it has never happened before. So
Yeah,
you are not about to buy all these other young, like it's not going to work out. So now Mariska now makes all these requests. To in the board's mind, we brought this guy from the mud. We brought this guy out from like a very bad place in Leicester City. How can he be asking us for stuff? So he was questioning their ego. Like,
yeah.
bro, the ego of a man is always going to like mess up a lot of stuff. So like, and
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
even Boli that it's not even Boli that's doing it. Is this that Egbali guy? So he tells Maresca that kind of like you can't be asking for all this stuff. How does Maresca win two trophies with a subpar team and you want him to repeat you want him to repeat that same success with an even worse team? And especially with his tactics as well, is like his tactics are very, if you watch Maresca ball, his tactics are very good at getting his wingers in 1v1 situations. 1v1
Yeah.
situations where is that they can create anything. I just watched the Newcastle Man City game today. Every time Doku is with the ball, you just know something is going to happen. At least like he's going to get past one guy. It's something that looks like it can lead to a goal is going to be created. But that never happens with Garnacho. That never happens with Neto. And we have a lot of Neto stands in our fan base. A lot of Neto stands in our fan base who will tell you things like, okay, Neto has the most goals. Neto has scored the most goals for us this season. You guys can't just act like this guy is not a good player. But then when him like, bro, if you watch the Bournemouth and Aston Villa game, he was horrendous, really, even in the Man City game. And whenever I tell Chelsea fans that Estevao is our best winger, they're always telling me that, oh no, we can't be playing him in all the games because he's just 18. No, when you make bad choices, when you make bad decisions, you have to deal with the consequences. The
But
decisions you have
that's
made,
because like
the
I
decisions
agree
you have
with
made up to this point. Mm,
like my bad for interrupting, but I agree with you. Like Maresca is Esteval is your best winger, and like you said, Esteval should play every game because that would be like that would be the best thing for Chelsea to do. Like that would be the best team that's out on the pitch. But you also have to look at the fact that you just bought an 18-year-old. It's his first European club. It's his first season in European football. To play him week in, week out could hinder his potential, could hinder his future success. So is it fair to put like Chelsea and the boards like their wrong decisions in the future and now you're hindering a young player's career? Like I get
no,
what you're
because
it,
because
it goes both
because it's
ways,
like
in my opinion.
it's like you can't make all these bad decisions and not deal with the consequences.
Yeah.
You have signed players in his very stupid and very poor manner. You are ruining careers. You are buying so many young players and then loaning them off 6 months later, selling them off 7 months later. You have made all these bad decisions. All these bad decisions have led to your best winger being 18. What do you then do? You have to deal with the consequences. If he gets
I
injured,
agree.
that's on you. That's on you because of you have made it this situation. You agree that okay, you agree that a team's best players should be playing every game, right?
Yes, but a team's best player shouldn't be an 18-year-old.
A team's best players shouldn't be like for example, Barcelona. They sold Neymar, they got all that money. At the time, it looked like sensible decisions. They bought Coutinho, Umtiti, Longley, Griezmann. Those signings didn't work out. So they turned out to be not good decisions. And
Okay.
they dealt with the consequences. What were the consequences? We have to go back
Yeah,
to the academy. We have to get Pau Kubasi. We have to
but
get
look at guys like
Casado.
Ansu
We have
Fati.
to get Lamine Yamal.
Look at guys like Ansu Fati. Look at guys like Gavi. There have been victims. There have been careers ruined because of this.
And
Now,
that is that. See, that's not something I support. That is a horrible thing to
that's
happen.
what I'm saying. And you're
But
gonna do
but
that to Esteval.
some
Potentially.
times
Potentially.
you just have to deal with the consequences of your actions. Like I don't mess with. I love Esteval a lot, but I believe this constant babying of him as if he's not first of all a professional, as if he has not been playing professional football for the past 3 years. He won the
Yeah.
player of the league. He won the player of the year for the Brazilian league and in the Brazilian Cup. Like, I don't know why we are acting like as if this guy is not like. We can look at it in the thing of like generational talent, but we are acting like as if this guy just came from the academy. No, this guy's been playing professional football for the past 3 years. This guy is obviously ready for the moment. Last minute against Liverpool, scores the winning goal. Plays against Barcelona. The guy, him and Lamine Yamal, they were having the media was hyping up talks between them. He scores a goal in that match, has an amazing performance in that match. He's ready for the moment. They bring him on against Bournemouth. Even this, I think we just played Charlton Athletic. I didn't want to watch the game. My friend told me that they had subbed on Esteval. And that's when I started watching the game because that guy gives me joy. He's dribbling,
I
his
get what
runs.
you're
And
saying.
when I was watching the game, he was so perfect. So in my opinion, I'm like, when you like you can't leave your gas on and expect your house not to burn down.
I
Like
agree.
some things you make bad decisions, you have to deal with consequences you don't want to deal with. So yeah.
I get what you're saying, bro. And I don't even disagree with you saying like they made a bad decision, they have to pay for the consequences. I'm just saying it might be a wiser decision if you're looking at the future of Chelsea Football Club to manage Esteval's game time and sacrifice maybe top four. That is also you paying for your consequences.
Never,
You get
never, because I'm never going to like in as much as I love players, I am always going to put the club above a player.
yes,
Always.
okay,
I'm
but
never going to like if a player, if a play like for example, now this is my guy. This is my guy. I love this guy. But like
Mhm.
Cole Palmer recently, what is he on? Like there are some games and I'm watching it and I'm like especially this game against Fulham. Like sometimes like and the thing about most fan bases is like even some Arsenal fans sometimes with Saka and some Madrid fans sometimes with Vinicius. When you have your own star boy, sometimes it's like sometimes you don't want to critique him.
You can't.
And this isn't me critiquing him. This is me just shedding light on the fact that I am noticing that before, like in the 23-24 season, the beginning of the 24-25 season, Palmer will not score for you in every game. But then you will see that this guy is playing very well.
He's
The Man
affecting
City
matches,
game,
affecting
the
results.
full exactly the Man City game, the Fulham game, and I'm not going to hold that against him because I understand he has just come back from a groin injury, and groin injuries are very hard to heal
Facts.
as a
Facts.
footballer. But then I'm thinking of the future and I'm like, okay, let's say this guy next 3 games, not only does he not score, but then he plays poorly. Should he be dropped? When do we start having conversations on whether this guy is an unquestionable starter? When do we start? So then like sometimes like when we look at Esteval, it's like, yeah, I don't want him to get injured. I don't want it to be that by the time he's 24, 25, his hamstrings are cheese or
Yeah.
whatever. But then I'm also thinking about it as like, as big as Chelsea is, I'm looking at the possibility that by the time Esteval is 25, he probably won't even be here. You know, like sometimes you just have to think about because you look at it like Chelsea sell young talent all the time. It's like what makes him different because of his generational. Like so you think
And
of
that
like
does
bro,
make
like
him
if
kind of different.
Barcelona
But that does make him kind of different, though. You
it,
know what I
it,
mean?
it makes him different, but then there are some constants, some common denominators that you can't just like ignore, like the stupid our board. Our
Facts.
board will do
Facts.
anything.
Facts.
Like I was even talking to my guy. I'm like, bro, like these are sporting directors are using our club to live out their weird fantasies because what's their obsession with kids? What is the obsession with young kids? What is
Bro,
what Like, why are you so? And the one time we signed someone over 25 is because he was free and is tossing of all people. Like, it's
You
crazy.
should
Like,
get
it's
more. That
sometimes
nigga shit.
like, bro. So I'm just looking
I
at the
get what
Estevao.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Like you should always put the club above. But what I'm saying is that if you choose to sacrifice, right, maybe your success this season slightly due to managing Esteval's game time, that might still be you picking the club. You feel me? Because, bro, like you said, there's a chance Esteval leaves in 5 years. But there's a chance Esteval is the next Hazard, bro. You know what I mean? Like, there's a chance Esteval is going to be the guy for you for the next 7, 8 years. So maybe year one of Esteval's career at Chelsea not being that great is worth the next 6 or 8
But
being
then
amazing.
Hazard still
You know what I'm
left.
trying to say? Like, I'm just saying, I'm not saying he shouldn't play more either. I'm just saying it
Yeah, but
shouldn't be
then
the
Hazard still
playing
left.
week in, week out. I feel like that's too much and that's too risky, bro. Personally. And I'm a little biased too because I'm a
I com-
Brazil fan and I want him to stay
yeah,
healthy. No
I
cap.
completely on like you are completely correct. You like I the way you are thinking is the same way. Like, I understand that him playing week in, week out is going to probably get him injured. Is going to give him an
Yeah,
injury
well,
that he's
Pedri
not going
was
to come back
almost the
from.
same as Fati and all
Exactly.
those, bro.
Something like someone like Gavi. Like Gavi 3 years ago. I've never rated Gavi so highly, but then I
Gavi
know
was
that
good.
I know that when Gavi was 19, that Gavi is not the same Gavi now. In as much as some Arsenal fans want to deny it, Saka 2 years ago is not the Saka of today, to be honest. He's still a good player, but he's not like you see, sooner or later, some of you come around. But I
Okay,
get
we'll
what
talk
you're
about
saying.
that later. We'll talk about that later. Keep going.
I get what you're saying. I don't want it to be that he gets injured, comes back, he's not the same. Like, there are so many prospects. Like, I remember when Kodzuma was a young prospect and he was on the come up, and then he tore his ACL.
What a
He
player.
was never the same again. Like, those type of injuries. So, but then unfortunately, if we are being very realistic, very, very unfortunately, these are consequences you
To
have
your
to
actions.
accept.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are consequences to your actions of why did we sign Neto for 60M? Why did we sign Ganacho for 40M? Why did we sign Gittins? We signed Gittins for 60 million Great British pounds. So those are our three wingers plus
Mhm.
Esteval. So those are our three winger options plus Esteval. We have wasted all that money.
Well,
But
to
then
me,
what
Neto
we'll
is
do,
like,
do you know the most annoying thing this board does?
mhm.
They'll see that clubs want to sign a guy like Semenyo. They will brief the press about their interest in Semenyo and just not do anything. And they do this all the time. They did it with Semenyo, they did it with Mainon, they almost did it with Olise.
I'll be real.
They do it with
Arsenal
so
does
many
that.
players.
Well, not
Like,
their
but
club.
like, it's so irritating.
Like,
Like,
I'll be real.
it's
I know
so
exactly what
annoying.
you're talking about. What was our Edu Gaspar used to do that a lot. It's like media control, bro. It's like he's trying
Yeah,
to make the fans not be too mad at him. He's trying to make sure like he's trying to be like, oh, I was interested in that nigga. I tried to sign him. So some fans will back him and be like, yo, you can't say that because he
exactly.
tried to. Even though the nigga didn't try to for real, bro. He
He
just
didn't.
made it a couple of niggas tweet on Twitter that he wanted to do that. Literally. Literally.
Exactly.
That's all.
So when it comes down to am I surprised that Maresca got sacked? No, but then because in a way I can like when it comes to some things, for example, Maresca's in-game managing things like
Brilliant.
substitutions is something that has it's something is just up in the air because there were some times where he did it well and there were some times where he did it very horribly, and
Okay.
none of them can really outweigh each other in a way where you can say that okay, this guy's in the Aston Villa game. First half, Aston Villa got zero shots. Chelsea scored a goal. Aston Villa had no shots in the first half. We are at home. We are going into the second half. We definitely have to have the advantage. Maresca makes some subs, and that completely sucks the life out of the game. We give Aston Villa complete control. Ollie Watkins, who hadn't scored in 7 games, scores a brace, and the game is lost. Chelsea have lost 15 points at home this season. 13 of those points were in matches that we were leading. We were leading. Like, you actually have to look at these things and
I
like, okay,
agree.
Mariska, like, it's like Mariska, like, how far, like, how are you now then going to be able to rectify these things? But then I have seen some things where it says, I've seen some articles, they said that apparently Mariska wasn't even picking the teams.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. Like, I wanted to say, like, bro, I get what you're saying. Like, yes, Maresca's in-game management is inconsistent. But one thing about Maresca, when it comes to a big game, when he's playing in the Champions League, when he's playing a final, when he's playing whatever the case may be, a big game, he shows up and he does his job correctly.